When you're going through a spiritual awakening process and it seems like nothing is working, you are going through the death of your persona. It is collapsing. It is leaving because it wasn't true in the first place. Let's get into it. We know many are called, few are chosen, and even fewer are crowned. Which one are you? So when you are going through that ego death and that persona, which is the version of yourself that you think you need to be for society to make you fit in or to make you function, that version of yourself that you think that you have to be, the one that's killing you slowly, the one that has you depressed, the one that's taking you to the space where you're being stripped of everything, because now it's time for you to step into the true version of yourself, your real persona. There are 5 things that you absolutely have to go through in this process when the persona is collapsing. Number 1, the performance that you have been putting on, that shit ends. The fake version of yourself, the people pleasing, the wanting approval, the wanting the validation, all of that, even pursuing your business and your career for likes and views and just absolutely just making money. You don't care about what it is. All of that, the performance ends. The fake persona that you have been walking around with that is slowly killing you, it ends. Because it's time for you to step into the real version of yourself, which leads you to number 2. This is where you get to a place where there's a void. You're in a place where everything is leaving you or has left you. Because even when the performance ends, that's when the process of things starting to leave your life. People are leaving your life. Situations are changing. You're losing your job. You may anything, whatever it is that you're losing, it is the universe stripping that from you because you don't need it anymore. And it's putting you in a place where you are feeling as if you're by yourself, because you are spiritually. You are being isolated for protection and preparation. This period of your dark season, it's sacred. It's where your mind actually opens up and you get to see that there's a process to what you're going through, and you don't have to panic, and you absolutely understand that source is with you. So when you go through situations that put your back against the wall and you have to trust a certain energy, you have to start praying certain prayers, you absolutely start meditating and doing the things that you're called to do. That's what the void is meant for, which leads to number 3, the sacred silence. Now in the void, the silence is real. The silence is what silences your noise. The silence from source is what pulls out of you the creativity that's been in you all the time, that you have been starving and suffocating and smothering and suppressing for so long. The silence from the universe is you trying any and everything and nothing works because you still have not tapped into what it is that you were called to do. You're still not at that space where source can elevate you. You're fighting it. You're resisting it. And you think you're going to win. But if you want that purpose to manifest into existence, you're not going to win this fight, because the ego is dying, remember, and everything that's attached to the ego must go. So that silent period, and I will give you a secret. You determine how long that silence is by you learning or not learning, playing the game or not playing the game, surrendering or resisting. It's up to you. But that silence is pushing you to be everything that you were supposed to do, which leads to the next one. This is where number 4, where your soul begins to speak. Your truth begins to come out. So you no longer want to be around your old friends because you realize they actually weren't your friends and they were using you and you were just buying their affection anyway. You absolutely have to let go of this job because this job does not serve a purpose for you. It might give you some money, but it stresses you the fuck out and it's really not what you're called to do. And you're sick of it. This is where your soul begins to tell you, no, you're an entrepreneur and you're meant to heal people. Start your coaching business. Start your clothing line. Start your perfume line. Whatever it is. Start your skincare line. Whatever it is that you've been called to do. If you want to be a millionaire, a philanthropist, so that you can end poverty, start that process. Your soul in this particular phase begins to speak. Because the collapse of the old version of you has gone. And this leads to the last part, which is where you begin to become who it is that you absolutely were called to be. And you begin to step into that version of yourself. You begin to walk that walk and no longer talk that talk. And you do it without fear. You do it confidently. You do it boldly. And you do it ready to face each day. You know that this is your purpose. You know that this is your calling. And you no longer fight it, because you have dropped the persona of the fake version of you. And you are walking into the truth, the true version, the true persona of who you really are. And you absolutely don't apologize for doing it. You're excited. You're feeling good. You're looking good. You want this because you know that this is who you really are. And you've gone through this process of darkness and loss. And you absolutely get to see who really had your back, who really cared about you. And you saw the best version of yourself come out. So you're actually proud of yourself at this time. And so am I. I hope this helps. Leave your comments and messages below. Bye.